Assalamu alaikum. Today we're doing exchange rates, which is the last section for finance, right? So exchange rates, let's just go through the summary here. Each country buys and sells goods and services within their own country using a particular currency. Example, rands in South Africa, dollars in USA, pounds in United Kingdom, and euros in the European Union, right? So each country has their own currency, and we all are aware of that. Okay, our currency is rands, and if you go to USA, you need dollars. Okay, a strong currency means that there is that the currency has a higher value and a greater worth than another country. Example, USA. Okay, and the dollar. So if you go, it's an indication of a stable economic market, and ideally one would like to export goods when you have a stronger currency, as you would get a higher price for the goods. So what you need to remember is if you're going to a country that has a stronger currency like the USA, it means that your value of your currency is lower than the dollar. So always our rand is very much lower than the USA dollar. Now, a weak currency means that the currency has a lower value or lesser worth than another country. The example we can use is Zimbabwe. If you go to the Zimbabwe, they have a Zim dollar, and their Zim dollar is worth peanuts. It's worth very little. So if you go there with your rands, you're getting a lot of Zim dollars, right? A weaker currency means that the currency has a lower value and less worth than another currency. It is an indication of an unstable or volatile economic market. So normally when the country is very unstable, they have a weaker currency. Ideally, one would like to import goods from a country with a weak currency, as you would get more goods for the unit currency. Okay, so what we need to concentrate on is knowing what is a strong currency and what is a weak currency. Then we're moving on to an exchange rate. Is used when countries trade, as it specifies how much one currency is worth in terms of the other. Example, if $1 is equal to 10 rands, every dollar one would need 10 rands for that dollar, right? So not only for what they're saying here, not only for trading, but say for example you go for a holiday to the USA, you're going to need dollars to go there and go and buy your food and your shopping and everything. You won't be able to use your rands. They won't accept your rands, right? So when you go to the USA, for $1 you're going to get, for every 10 rands, okay, you're going to get $1. So if you write it the other way around, for 1 rand you're only going to get $0.10. Okay, so you can see that the dollar is stronger than the rand, because $1 is equals to 10 rands, and you have to know how to calculate your exchange rates, and that's what we are focusing on. Okay, calculation of exchange rates. So when you have exchange rate, it's written in a ratio form, the unit currency and the multiple currency. So what that is telling you is that they'll tell you for $1, right? So this is the unit currency because we have a 1 there. You're getting 14 rands. So this part of it is called the exchange rate. So you're getting 14 rands for $1. So you know when you're calculating that you need to calculate from $1 how to get to rands. So you have to use 14 rands. So let's go through an example. Okay, so I'm using that example from that book where we've got $1 is 14 rand. Okay, so remember that this part of your question is giving you your unit currency, and this part is giving you your exchange rate. Okay, so it's very logical. You don't need to learn any formulas. All you need to do is know how to calculate. So the first part of it is telling you that you've got $50, right? And you want to know how many rands you got. So we're moving from the one that has more value, which is $50, to 14 rands per dollar. So we're multiplying, right? So we've got $50. We're multiplying by 14 rands per dollar, and then you're coming to 700 rands. So when you're exchanging, so this is a person coming from USA into SA, right? So what they're doing is you're going from USA to SA, right? So when you're coming with, a person is coming with their dollars to South Africa, and they're coming for a holiday, and they're using rands in South Africa. So what they're going to do is they're going to go to the foreign exchange. That's the place where they give you the money and they exchange your money for you. And then for each dollar, he's going to get 14 rands. Can you see how strong their currency is, right? So for $50, how much money he wants to know how much money is he going to get for $50. The exchange rate is 14 rand. So we're going to take 14 rand and multiply it by 50, and he's going to end up with 700 rand. Now we're going the other way around, where somebody is going from SA to USA. Okay, and they're going with rands and they're going to get dollars. So what is happening is now we're going to divide because we're moving in the other direction, right? So now 700 rands, he's got 700 rands and he wants to know how many dollars he's going to get. So we're going to take 700 rand and we're going to divide it by 14 and we're going to come to $50. Can you see here it went higher and here it went lower? So that's a stronger currency and he's getting more value for his money. And now, but if we are going to USA for a holiday and 700 rand, you're going to go there and you're going to get $50, which isn't a very good idea to go there now. They have the highest rate of COVID in the world, so nobody wants to be in the USA at the moment, right? So $50. So for 700 rand, he's going to get $50. So I've just used a simple example, but all the examples are the same. You just have to know that to multiply when you're using the unit currency and the exchange rate, and when you're using the exchange rate and coming to the unit currency, you need to divide. You just look at this example here and you complete the homework, please.